Hi everybody, Miss Lorenz here. I'm going to talk about Lesson 5. This is for Unit 6, Grade 6. Some of this is going to be a little bit of a review, but I want you to pay close attention because all of the times that we remind ourselves of what we already know, it just solidifies some of those important concepts. So make sure that you're taking note. I'm going to start with just talking to you guys about this fraction, 4/5. And when it comes to fractions, we can think about them in many ways. And so they're really interesting numbers in that way. So first, let's think about 4/5 in terms of where it lies on a number line. So if this is 0 and this is 1, then 4/5 lives right here on the number line. I can think of it that way. I can also think of 4/5 as a division problem. This means 4 divided by 5. That's why I write division oftentimes as fractions. Here I wrote it out, 4 divided by 5. You might see it, especially in elementary school, you probably saw it written like this, 4 divided by 5. If we write it using the long division method, we put our 4 inside the division sign, 4 divided by 5. And then, of course, you know from memorizing your fraction decimal percent equivalents that 4/5 can also be thought of as its decimal equivalent of 8/10 and 80%. So I just think that's an interesting thing to note. Look at all the different ways we can think about 4/5. Now let's look at 3/8. And we're going to use 3/8 this time in the context of this problem. And so here's a road that's under construction. 3/8 of the road is finished so far. So that wouldn't be all of the road, right? All of the road would be 8/8. Half the road would be 4/8. So this is less than half of the road is finished so far. But the length of this section that is finished is 4/3 miles. And you might be thinking, oh, well, that's 1 1/3 miles. It is. But we're going to leave it as an improper fraction because I really like working with improper fractions. Makes things easier sometimes, and in this case, absolutely. And so our question is, if 3/8 is finished, and the length of this finished section is 4/3 miles, how long will the whole road be when it's all completed? Well, I know then that I'm going to take 3/8 times the length of the whole road, because 3/8 of the whole road is 4/3 miles. So to figure out what my value of x is, or how long the whole road is, I'm going to divide both sides by 3/8. Of course, 3/8 divided by 3/8 is just like any other number divided by itself. It's 1. And what is that? That leaves us with just x equals 4/3 divided by 3/8. Well, you know when we divide by a fraction, we change the problem. I'm going to actually do it right here so it's not so dark. We actually change the problem to a multiplication problem, but when we do so, we have to multiply by the reciprocal. So we have to change that to 8/3. So we're solving 4/3 times 8/3. I look diagonally. I don't see anything I can cancel out in terms of common factors, so I'm just going to multiply straight across. 4 times 8 is 32. 3 times 3 is 9. And so I know that the whole road is going to be 32/9 miles. Or I can think of that as 3 5/9 miles. All right. I hope that helps. Thanks for listening, everybody.